everyone. Welcome back to Growing Live with Global Learning. I'm Tia, and today I'm here with Mackenzie.
Hi.
Yes, Mackenzie. So first, I want to get to know you a little bit. Where are you from, and what are you studying?
Yeah, so I live in North Liberty from there, and I'm studying visual communications.
Okay, awesome. And what made you pick that field?
So I took a couple classes between digital arts and visual communication, and I just like the little more artistic side. And I found actually through going to Scotland that a little bit of marketing, and I think those two will go hand in hand really well.
Interesting. Yeah, so you just mentioned Scotland because you just stayed abroad in Scotland this past summer. And that made you also solidify your program?
I think it helped, yeah.
Okay, we're going to backtrack here. Okay, a lot of great things. Okay, first one, why did you decide to go to Scotland? And what was the focus of that program?
Yeah, so the Scotland program is social media marketing, and you get to work with Heineken and do a marketing project for them.
Wonderful.
But so while I was taking a couple classes deciding between digital art or visual communication, I had being part of KSP, which is Kirkwood Student Productions, and working with Randy and just a lot of other students were talking about it and how great it was. And I just got super excited and I was like, what the heck? Let's give it a go.
Amazing. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. And so you guys worked for a marketing project for Heineken. What was that? What was that whole process?
Yeah, so we were given groups. We got to work with Romanian students and then Scotland students with Abertay University. And then obviously some Kirkwood students and just kind of, I loved collaborating and you learn like just subtle differences between countries and different names for like the same thing. And you create a marketing pitch concept for Heineken and so,
yeah. That's awesome. And then, so working on that marketing project, because you said you were kind of on the fence, what was it about that project and that whole experience for you that made you pick visual communication?
Just so I created part of like you had to have a digital artifact, so you could do video, and I think I do like video, but just seeing advertisements, you don't even think about it, but just like walking every day, seeing the way things like their script, what font is that, and then what colors go together, and I love all of that, and you do so much of that in marketing.
Interesting. Are you interested in marketing too?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I would ideally like to work in a company where I can collaborate and just build off of people in other countries and everything. So.
That's awesome. What was like? What was some of the highlights of your trip?
So castles. Obviously, the views were just really, really pretty. The weather we went, the week was just really, really great.
Oh, that's awesome.
Industry tours we got to do with Abertay. We got a tour of their school and then some of their kind of like master programs. Their students were working on some like video game graphics and stuff and creating their own concepts. So we got to see that. We got to see some of the innovation side and how they help businesses over there. And then obviously the castles, the Highlands, all of that stuff. So
yeah. Do you have any like culture shock while you were there?
Actually, so we were out at a restaurant having, some drinks and celebrating with friends. And we just started kind of like talking with some of the locals there.
Oh, fun.
And we were like, there was a football game. So or a soccer game. They call it football. We call it a soccer game. And I was like, and I mentioned the word like cleats. And one of them looked at me and he was like, what's a cleat? Oh. And I was like, the shoes that they wear with the spikes. And he called it a football boot. And I was like, I have never heard that. So just shocked there. Yeah. And then we did go to a bar. So everyone was like appropriate age to drink. But in Dundee, it's a smaller town. And actually people were waiting in line. Like actually had a line where normally in like crowds here, like they crowd the front space. But just they were like in line. And then when you go to restaurants, they're much more like slower paced and it's like really casual. Where here it's everybody's just, kind of going. So
interesting. It's more relaxed.
Those subtle differences. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. That is very interesting. What was like, do you have like a funny story or memory while you were there?
It's kind of silly. And I don't know. We all kind of were like, just talking in like accents, like just getting the vibe, like getting into it, like the culture. And we went and did kind of like this in-mountain roller coaster thing for one of our days. So our free time, like the 1 or 2 person one where, I don't know if you've seen videos, you're going down a track and you can kind of control it and stop it on your own. So it's not like a roller coaster, but it's like a ride kind of like that. And afterwards, we were like the last group, and we were like asking some of the locals, oh, like, where should we go? Where do we go? And they were listing all these places. We're like, yep, we went there. We already went there. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, we are going there tomorrow. Like,
oh, wow. That's so cool getting their recommendations.
Yeah.
Like, so that's awesome.
Yeah. So Tara actually was the lead for the program this year, and I believe she's leading it next year. But she just had a really got us so immersed and to try so many different things.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was incredible.
Yeah, and did you guys visit the Harry Potter locations?
We did. So the original one where J.K. Rowling was set to write it burnt down, but they have the front, like the face of the building set up. So it says, like, you know, birthplace of or where she wrote. But then just around the corner on the block, they have another area, and it kind of looks like Diagon Alley. Like, the buildings are kind of colorful. Cool. And so you can go eat. The day that a lot of us went, it was, like, closed because they're only open certain hours. So we, like, just missed it. I think some people did go back, but I unfortunately missed it. Yeah. But there was so much to do. So much to do.
Yeah. That's amazing. And you had mentioned, too, so with this kind of, like, you know, solidifying your focus for your degree, how do you think the program as a whole helped you, like, grow as a person or even, like, in your own professional development?
Yeah, like I said, you just grow so much, and I think collaborating with other countries, you learn so much. Part of it was we got to take an analysis, kind of like a personality assessment, and we did like a group thing with some of the instructors who do marketing and stuff with Abertay, and it really... everyone has their own picture of how they are, like, oh, I'm shy, or I'm more introverted, or I don't really go out and do these things. But we were getting perspectives from everyone else and what they thought, and we had, like, cards that, we were given, like, 6 or 7 cards of, like, traits that you have, and if you didn't think they matched, like, you would walk around the room and, like, switch with someone.
Oh,
and
interesting.
I think of myself as kind of more quiet, reserved, very introverted and shy when I first get to meet people, but everyone there I had met for the first time, and they were all giving me cards which were red, which were, like, go-getter, like...
Oh, interesting.
You know, your leadership, and I was like, I never thought of myself like that, and so I just think... you learn so much about yourself and what your strengths could be that other people see that you don't necessarily see for yourself.
Awesome. That's amazing. Yeah, and even, like, getting, like, the perspective from the students there from Scotland and Romania. Because for the program, did you guys work with them on Zoom throughout the spring semester?
Yep. So we had 10 meetings. Obviously, you have your challenges. They're in different time zones. I believe they were like 6 and 8 hours ahead. So you had to plan what would be like morning for us. If we went too late, it'd be like middle of the night for them. So just really... And I think that helps, too, with communication, email, talking, and then how if you're working in a project with people in a company, you're going to have to deal with that, and how do you communicate. And so it's a really good building skill, too.
That is absolutely, like, one of the best ways to learn, also the hardest ways, but it really goes to you as a person how to listen to their perspective, understand where they're coming from, because that's a whole cultural difference, too. You know, things that are offensive for us aren't offensive to them, and then vice versa. So, yeah, that's amazing. Yeah. If there's a student interested in studying abroad, say in general, or to Scotland, but they're on the fence, what is something that you would say, like, what is something that you would, like, you'd say as a suggestion for them?
Do it.
Do it?
Don't think, just do it.
Yeah.
It is scary. So that was my first time out of the country. I got nervous.
Oh, really? Your first time?
It was.
Wow.
So, but you get other people... Like, I thought, I'm going to be the only one who's scared. Everyone else is, like, super excited, and I was excited. But then I found out that there were other people in our group. It was also their first time, or people who have anxiety, who are, like, diagnosed or have, like, just worry a little bit more. And even though you don't know everybody in your group, I feel like we had a really good group where everyone would include someone. So if you were a little more introverted, like, everyone was like, hey, do you want to go do this? And inclusive. And you just really build those relationships. And I think that just eases it. You're not by yourself.
Yeah.
You always have someone with you.
Have someone, yeah. I mean, because every program has 2 faculty leaders, and you have the Kirkwood cohort and the people you work with when you're there, too. Like,
And Kirkwood's great. This is only my sophomore year, but Kirkwood's great. They really make you feel included and give you opportunities. And even if you're scared, you'll always maybe think like, what if? So just do it. Don't think, just do it.
That's awesome. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming on this podcast and sharing your experience. Like, it's so fascinating to learn, about, and especially like in Europe too, because like Scotland, they speak English there. Which is a different kind of a culture where you're going to a whole different culture, but speak the same language.
And that's why I think that's a really good, if you want to do a program, and other ones, there's like Japan and where you might speak other languages. If you're on the fence, I think Scotland is a really good one because they do speak English. So for your first time abroad, just as you're learning cultural differences, but still having the same language, so it's not as much of a shock.
Yeah. That's amazing. Yeah. Well, thank you again so much, and thank you everyone for watching. If you guys have any questions at all about a study abroad or the Scotland program, feel free to visit our Global Learning podcast, Going Live with Global Learning, on our YouTube channel. And feel free to stop by our office anytime. We are located on the second floor of Iowa Hall. Thanks, everybody. Bye.